Okay, so I want to take a second to talk about some real data that we got. The SMB Law Group is who I recommend a lot of times for M&A attorneys. I love Kevin and Eric. They do a great job. And they just released a report with 322 M&A transactions since they founded, I think, in 2022. And here it is. And so a few things stand out. First, you can just see I don't know if this is going to work on, you can just see the split of the companies that they have. HVAC is the largest, which doesn't surprise me. But then everything else falls into 79%, which means of these 332 deals, most of them are in the everything else category, right? But HVAC is experiencing a lot of pressure, a lot of interest from private equity, so keep that in mind. Here's what stood out to me though. Lower middle market isn't dominated by one industry. What is consistent is the type of companies, cash flow driven, right? So if you don't have cash flow, buyers aren't going to look for you. Owner dependent. Now, that is something in the SBA size range. I don't know if he put out how many, that's 5 million or less. I don't know if he put out the actual, no, he didn't include the deal size, but that's going to be something that if you can get outside of owner dependency, you can increase your value. But for a lot of owners, they don't focus on that. And so you're going to find yourself in an owner dependent company or operator dependent. In this case, he says, owner operator dependency. Let's just talk about that for a second. It could be the owner, it can be the operator. These terms are interchangeable. Eric here, I'm not sure exactly how he's defining this, but it's Keyman dependent is a good way to think about it. And he talks about Keyman employee risk doesn't care what industry you're in. So Keyman dependent might be a good way to think about this. If you're Keyman dependent, then you have to be prepared that either A, if it's you, the owner, that's going to hurt your value because now the new owner is going to have to figure out how to make this thing work without you. If it's an employee dependent, then you need to have a good program, a bonus program or something like that in place to ensure that that person transitions to the new company. Often SBA backed, right? So this is, like I said, I don't know the numbers, but they do a lot of SBA size deals. That's 5 million of value and less, which is most companies, if we're being honest, it's most companies. Rarely clean on day one. Again, this is something that I'm trying to help fix, and other people are as well, is that a lot of owners go to sell and they don't understand what needs to happen for them to sell for the most money. So they don't have clean books. They're operator, Keyman, owner dependent. Their cash flows all over the place. They have a lot of issues. And the other thing he said here, customer concentration shows up everywhere. And this is something might be the biggest thing I'm on right now. Owners don't really think about it in the sense that you understand the customer. You have a relationship with the customer. You get why they're so important to your business. But for the new buyer, they're not that important. And here's what I mean. They are important in the sense of, the revenue and the margin and the profit and all that stuff, but they're not important in the sense of, does it make sense to buy? So the better that you can diversify your customer base and lower the customer concentration, the more valuable your business will be. If you wait to the end and say, I'll figure out customer concentration later, think about it like this. If you said this is 2026, well, what we're going to do is we're doing 4 million in revenue, but if we win this one bid, we're up to 8 million in revenue. So now one customer is 4 million in revenue. It doesn't mean that the buyer is going to view it that same way. So customer concentration is a facet of, you have to do it in the sense of, you want to diversify your customer base, but also time, contracts, how long they're going to stay around. So going out and just diversifying with one customer is a bad approach. It makes customer concentration worse. But also, if you went out and got 20 customers next month, it doesn't mean that buyers are going to value this overnight, because how long has that customer stayed with you? So customer concentration shows up everywhere. I see it a lot. It's something that a lot of owners just don't think about because they know their customers. They've got to know them. They know their families, their names. They know all this stuff about them. They have their cell phones. You got to figure out how to remove yourself from the business to make it more valuable and to diversify your customer base. But great data here from Eric as well. Love the folks at SMB Law Group. And Kevin, his partner, will be speaking at the Exit Ready Cohort. So if you're coming to that, if you're not coming to that, be sure to sign up. Link will be below, and talk to you next time.